this land. Get off the ship and take a walk. Take any guitar and start your own band. Here you can sing, here you can talk, here you can say whatever you want. Here you can stay, become a mutant, just try to be nice. So hate there is no space, don't skate on thin ice. You better not run that race. The race of the trolls, the race of the hate. I will show you the poles. Don't hate, but create.
Hello guys, how are you? I hope my sound is good. It seems that I'm here with Tammy. Hello Tammy, how are you? Cyber Warrior, how are you Cyber? Happy to have you here. Finn, how are you Finn man? Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. We have a troll, Jared. The show is not even started and we have Jared here, who is very easy to recognize. The way you type, man, we know who you are. So, hello, Fishy. How are you? Happy to have you here. Today, I want to talk about Michael Katt, one of the original gangsters here in this community. I really like Michael, and I'm gonna play some of his videos from 5 years ago. I think he had a very bright thoughts. So let's go with that. I'm expecting some pushback from Anthony Grino. For sure, he's gonna come back with some threatenings, let's say, violation strikes, blah blah. Let's say, because according to him, he owns Michael Katt's channel, which I'm not sure if that's true or not. So give me just 1 second here, guys. I'm gonna try to find my first video. Be patient. It's coming soon. I'm gonna start with the one where he's talking about the white van. I think it's a very interesting material. So I'm gonna just play it in 2 seconds, guys. Give me 1 second. Trying to find the screen here. So I have it here right away. The White Van, 6 years ago, by Michael Katt.
A theory, mind you, it's just a theory, that something could have happened right there at the point where the bodies was found. I won't give her name, but I will use her initials, KW. She had said, had my son have gotten home a little earlier, he would have caught them going down the hill, because they have that private drive. Now, we know that he arrived a short time after that, a very small time, right after they was abducted. What if his car was going down that path and one of the girls yelled to try to get the attention of the driver? That could have set the guy off. The guy could have hit one of them, the other could have screamed. The windows probably were up in the vehicle as it was February, and the guy may not have heard anything. you know, because it was a distance from, you know, the private drive over across the way, across the creek to where they were at. But if one of them had yelled to try to get the attention of the driver, that could have tipped things off immediately. He could have struck one of them, the other could have yelled, and it just became what it was, a double murder. Now, after killing 2 young girls, you know, his motives be damned at that point, he had to get the hell out of there. And that's what I think may have happened. I don't know it to happen. I wasn't there. I am using the best guesswork that I have in the same way that investigators do. Because anybody says, well, where's your proof? You're just speculating. Do you know anybody that knows everything on this? Because if you do, guess what? You're looking at the fucking bridge guy, asshole. Law enforcement and trolls, man, hop on. Get the fuck out of here. Anybody that knew that area and had covered it, and to the extent that the suspect did, he had been there quite a few times waiting. Quite a few times. Also makes sure about Mears and Ronald Logan, if anybody had asked permission from them to hunt on their property. I know that if you go back, it was about a year and a half prior to the murders, Ronald Logan had 2 ordeals with the police where he called them. 1, somebody had broken his house. 2, he was at his house and he seen a man that was out in an outbuilding that he didn't know. He called the police, and I guess maybe after he ran out to confront the guy, and the man fled on foot before law enforcement could arrive. This is in the daytime. This is a person that was there in the day that was up to no good. Okay? 2 different times. Could have been the same guy. But there's reason for me to believe that it could be the same guy. This was a crime of convenience. The guy had went there, he knew the area, had it all in his head as to how it was going to play out once somebody showed up that fit his image of victim and there was no one else around. If they get down to that bridge in an area where you can go over and get them, you take them right over to that point. Because that point couldn't be seen from the trail or the bridge. You couldn't be seen from any area there. He knew that, and he knew his way out. Now, I have a...
So basically, this is the Richard Allen's confession. In the words of Michael Katt 6 years ago. It's the same confession of Richard Allen. So we know that the information was all around the place in internet, like since the beginning of this case. This is a video from 2018, I think, 6 years ago, almost at the time of the murders. His theory online was exactly the confession of Richard Allen. Just say hello to the guys here again. Thank you. Thank you, Finn, for being here. It's always nice to have you here. Fishy, nice to have you here. Fishy, Jots, Jessica, how are you? Creep Farm. Okay, let's say so. Nice shirt. Thank you so much, Cinder, for that. Barbara is here. Hello, Barbara. Nice to have you here. This is funny from Finn. My theory is that the law enforcement is lazy and just took all theories and tried to make them fit their case because they didn't have anything else. I wouldn't disagree with you at all. Sorry, my dog is barking. Who else is here? Barbara. Finn, I like Michael. Fuck law enforcement. Yeah, they were just incompetent and lazy, as you say. He's a character. I love it. Yeah, me too. I love Michael. Rest in peace, Michael Katt. That Jessica, I can wrap my head around crossing the creek. I'm like 50-50. Actually, I don't know. There are some pictures where you can see that it's not that complicated to cross that creek at some specific areas. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore about that. It's interesting, anyways. Why is Jared getting timed out? Because he's a troll. Yeah, of course, he's a troll. And the funny thing is that we know who the troll is. It's so evident, and he pretends to be a friend. Come on, you can do better, Jared. Hello, Derby Kitty. How are you, Barbara Hall? I'm a little confused. Yeah, for sure, Finn. He's gonna come back on another account, and we know who is him. He's so stupid. That guy's so stupid. At least try to type in a different way, you know? So idiot. Hello, Mar. How are you? Happy to have you here, Mar, as usual. Mar is awesome. Ciao, Cryptex. Ciao, Sunflower. Ciao is hello in Italian, and it's like goodbye in Spanish, but I guess she's saying hello. Yeah, no, you were missing something, Simda, for sure. He's just a stupid troll. But anyways, just an idiot. Yeah, he was just trying to create chaos here. So I'm gonna change to another video from Michael Katt, because I really like how his mind was working at the beginning of this case. So I'm just gonna let run the video, and I'm gonna stop it from time to time, and let's talk about it. What do you think about his thoughts at the beginning of this case?
They didn't lie. Everybody makes it sound like they was lying. No, they wasn't lying. They was not lying. They was just misrepresenting the truth of it in a way and in a manner as to keep people thinking that we're still looking for that guy. We haven't found him yet, but we're going to. But deep down, knowing that he's sitting in a St. Louis jail. And that is why they did that. That's why it wasn't a press conference. That's why people believe that. And they don't believe me. But guess what? In 1 year's time, you'll all be on my side, whether you like it or not. I don't care what you think about my channel. You will be to my side because you'll go, well, yeah, I guess he did do it. Son of a bitch. Well, I guess that Michael J. Katt wasn't that stupid. After all, a little antisocial, perhaps, maybe. Hang on. Oh, well, I'll be dead gone. Well, it's a little odd. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing. How are you? Okay.
I think I put the wrong video, but I'm gonna look for the other one.
Well, talk to him now.
This is me doing boo-boos.
Well, I have my deductions, of course, typed out. I could send that to him.
Sorry, guys, I did a boo-boo.
Should know if Thomas Bruce is the Delphi killer or not, correct?
Yes, he does.
But I'm saying that's my suggestion is to support your theory, you need the officer to concur with you.
Well, but
I did a boo-boo. This is the video I wanted to share with you guys. Sorry for that.
Over you.
how?
It looks as though it's not on a main highway because it's not a long enough span, and it's it's arched at the bottom and it's brick. And I'll bet I just have an old picture.
Maybe. You know what? Send it to my email. Let me throw that up real quick. Well, you know my email.
Yeah, I have your email.
Okay.
The other thing is, how are people in town doing with all this since it's almost 3 years
Now,
old?
okay, are you talking about Freedom Bridge?
No. I know what Freedom Bridge is. I know exactly what that is.
Well, because I had never seen anything on Freedom Bridge, but then again, there's only that one other bridge, and I know it ain't on the side of that bridge. It's not on the side of Monon Bridge, so I'm kind of lost as to what bridge it might have been.
Well, it doesn't exactly look like a bridge. Have you ever been to Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of their trestles, you know, where they cross the
Advance it a
street,
little bit. There are some cool
Aren't
videos that he put in his channel here.
I had seen another explanation that
Just here.
You know, by the lady walking her dogs, that was on the south side of the bridge there.
well, it was, but it wouldn't make sense to
Why?
have him go up that hill, and it wouldn't pan out because the video wouldn't be in the correct spot.
No. If he came from the south side, okay, let me put it to you like this, and I'm going to put the video back on, or I'm going to put it up for a second. Okay, I hope everybody can see that. Well, wait a minute. Let me make sure here, because that's got me on it. Let me put it up like, there we go, like so. Take this down, put the video back up. Now, I'm going to kill the sound, and I'm going to continue playing. Now, down here, once I get to the south side, he was back in here in the wood line. Now, anybody that came up to that bridge and started crossing it, he could see them long before they ever seen him. Now, when Libby turned around on that platform and got the picture of Abby, okay, he wasn't in the background of that picture. And I always wondered, so did everybody else. He wasn't in the tree line. He couldn't be seen back there. So everybody, you know, including myself, I'm like, well, what would have held him up? Now, the only reason that we...
He was asking the good questions since the beginning. Why don't we see Brisk Guy behind Abby in the picture Libby took? Let's see what he thinks about it.
have to believe that he came from the north side is that video of him walking from that direction toward her at that last platform on the left down there. Now, hang on one second. This platform right here, this is where Cheyenne took that picture northward at 249 on this one. Now, just to the other side of it, up in here, if that would hold still, that is where the suspect was when he was walking to the south end again. Now, if he came from that south side, once the girls got down there and he told them to stand over there on that platform or he'd kill them, he walked up to just about this area here. And from there, right across back to the river there, you can see that nobody's down there at the 505 trail.
Right.
You see where I'm at? That's what he was doing. He was covering his face to make sure nobody'd walk down there. Because if somebody was down there, like right in this area, they would see him when he took the girls down that side of the bridge here. So he wanted to go up and make sure nobody was there. Turned around, and that's when she hit video record. In fact, he didn't even have to go all the way up to that platform because it's right up in here where we're getting the picture of him walking. Now, if they was down there on that platform, and I feel that they were, or on the bridge to his left,
thank you, Fish,
straight out by that platform, then I do feel that him coming from that south side, it makes the best sense because then you got to take into everything else into consideration in the time. If he came from the south side, as soon as they got there and it's a 2-minute walk, 2-minute general walk from that platform where she got her picture down to that platform, if he had already came out, said something to him, walked up and turned around, then you're talking at about 4 minutes. Total time from the time of that picture to the time they were abducted and going down the hill. That fast. Now, the other side of that is this. By the time they get over to there, that guy would just be hitting the bridge, and he would have to cross that whole bridge. Now, if they felt that he was a threat, you see where I'm at? They could have got lost. I mean, if they really thought, hey, that guy's crossing the bridge, he's a threat, man, we better get out of here. There's any number of places that they could have went down that bridge and got off to. But if he came from the south side, no can do. And that's why I hold to a theory. he was most likely, I can't state that as fact, but most likely on the south side of that bridge. See where I'm at?
What's the fastest you've ever crossed it?
You know what? I never timed myself. I never have.
And the estimate from where Libby was standing with the camera to him when she took that picture was 65 feet.
You know what? I don't think it's that far from there. I mean, it's probably every bit of 40 plus, but I'm not positive on how far away they were exactly. I mean, I could have went and got measurements, but the measurements wouldn't do me anything without a camera for same exact likeness.
Right.
See where I'm at?
Well, I'm just confused. I don't have my paperwork with me, and I don't have. I can't watch your screen.
Oh.
The only thing that confuses me is the direction, and I've always had trouble with directions: north, south, east, west.
Well,
and,
okay.
You know, I grew up in farm country in Michigan, and all the roads ran north and south, east and west. And right now I'm in Denver, and nothing runs north, south, east, and west. So forgive me for that.
Well,
but,
let me pull this up here real quick. And what I'm pulling up is the map of the area so you can kind of see the direction. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to do this in the video I put out, and I just got tired of editing, and I said, yeah, screw it.
I don't blame you.
Nah, you should, man, because I should really be making better videos. This right here is the railroad bridge, okay?
Uh-huh.
Down here. Now, we walked from over here. This is where we parked, right here where my mouse is. Walked up. This right here.
What do you think, guys? Do you think that this guy was always like following the girls, or that he was already waiting for them at the bridge and he passed the girls and then he came back? What do you think about that? What's your theory about it? What makes the most sense to you guys?
Here's Freedom Bridge that says this is Freedom Bridge. Then you start right here down into the Monon Trail. Now, this right here is the trail that I walked to get to the bridge down here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, right here is where she took that picture of Abby, about right here, facing this way at a north-northeast. This is north up here. At the top of the screen is north. This over here is east. Over here is west toward Delphi. And then this down here at the very bottom of my screen is south. So, like when I say that they cross at the south side.
So Simdal says that this guy, he used the bridge as a trap, laying in wait. But he was waiting at which side of the bridge, according to you, Simdal? That's my question. I agree. He was likely waiting for them, or he was likely at that location, at the bridge, before the girls arrived there. But at which side do you think? The north side or the south side? What's your opinion?
Side here and went down, hit that car path, and crossed over to here to private property. Then he walked up and came back here to hit the 501 trail on the north side of the creek. You see where I'm at?
Well, let me ask
the creek is running
too.
east and west across the screen, west to east.
Do you think that when you look at Deer Creek,
That's an interesting comment from Sindal. He thinks, that there was someone on both sides. Always made sense to me. So according to you, there were at least two people, one at the north side and another one, or another ones at the south side. That's your opinion. Me too. And I think you know what is my theory about it and who were the guys waiting at the other side. Exactly. Finn, I think the south side trap relies on him, knowing they would be there. Good point. Good point, Finn.
If it's like any other body of water that I've ever been on or around, there are different colors in the creek. And you can tell by the color and what you can see where it's shallowest. How much do you think
Advancing
he
a
had
little
to
bit,
know
there's a video
to
I
cross
like,
where he
yeah,
did?
that Michael took.
Yeah, you know what? And again, it kind of goes back to the speculation that he had been there many times. He had scouted that area for I don't know how long. I mean, it could have been years that he had stopped there. It could be years he looked at the creek. It could, it could have been well over a decade for what I know. But again, I mean, I could say he went down there and scouted it. However, at that time, the water was much higher than it was when I crossed the other day. It would have came up to your waist, and you wouldn't have really seen much in the way of a sandbar there. So it could go back to the fact that he had been down there in his past.
That is a good point. And coming back to the question of, I think it was Jessica, about crossing the creek. We know that we can see the searchers the day after looking for the girls on the creek, and we can see that the level of the creek is not very high. But what I understand is that the day before, on the 13th, it was not the case. As Michael Katt just said, the level of the creek, it was like almost at the level of the waist of a normal person, average person, let's say. So, what do you think about it? Let's continue here.
He did know that was a shallow area, but I can't say. See where I'm at?
Well, where did they find Libby's shoe? Do you know?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, I would speculate at the crime scene, because there would be no reason for somebody to be back in here, right in here, and then take somebody's shoe and walk it all the way down here and throw it in a creek, knowing that it's going to go under a bridge that a hiker could be on. You see what I mean? It'd be like,
yeah.
Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody take their clothes and throw them in a creek? I mean, what are you hiding? Everything's going down the creek where people could see it. It wouldn't make any sense.
No, and I'm just trying to figure out some things that I've learned and read, and that confused me, because every creek, and that is a pretty fast-flowing creek at times.
Yeah, if the water's up, it's very quick running. In fact, one time,
really up in the spring when things thaw.
Yes, but I'm going to say, like, on February 13th, there wasn't any snow on. I don't think that there was any big runoff. It wasn't like it was a flood, but certainly the water was higher than when I went in it. Probably about 3/4 as high, higher, coming up to about the girl's waist. Now, when
So he's providing the answer here. The level of the creek on the 13th was at the waist level, at the level of the waist of the girl. So it's very significant. It was a very high level. It's not the same type of water level that we see in some pictures, where when the searchers are crossing the creek, and we can see that it's almost like at the level of the knee of the searchers. So this is an interesting information here from Michael.
EMT guys are in the creek. When you see them by the helicopter, from the helicopter's point of view, they're walking through that creek and the water is about at their waist level. So we know that the water was higher at that time,
but it
wasn't.
It wasn't the same
at flood level. In fact, I'm going to say when I went across it that one time, it was really low, very low. I mean, I hardly got wet, and my knees didn't even get wet. Whereas I know it was higher than that at the time.
Is that creek bed pretty solid to walk on?
Yes. In fact, I didn't even feel a rock. It was sand all underfoot all the way across.
So it's pretty firm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going to get off for a little bit. I may call you back.
Okay. Please
but
feel
I'm going
free.
to see if I can find that picture.
Yeah, and if you do, kind of, well, if you got it on your computer, you can't. But you know what? Oh, hell, I can't even do that. All right, if you do find it, let me know. Back around to the area rather than crossing the creek. Now, right here. Hang on, let me pan it up. Now, right there. I think that back in here.
This image is interesting. We know that at the end of the bridge, there's still some path to continue running or walking. Why didn't the girls continue walking in that or running in that direction if that was not the case? You know what I mean? The likely theory is that the girls went down the hill, of course, but there is still some path to go further in the same direction. It seems to be like easier to go there. Why didn't go there? Of course, we are gonna say because the potential threatening with a weapon from Blitz guy, but it's still interesting now.
Was a likely position for him back behind this brush, you know, right in there. Because if he's sitting back down in here and he's got field glasses, then when he turns around and he's facing right here to the north, back toward the trail,
I think he was
the bridge, he can see anybody crossing. He can see what they look like.
There, she's the one that was walking her dogs.
Exactly.
See, she lives right there. That's where the lady walking her dogs lived, right there.
Why in the hell can't I see that? Oh, there it is.
I was looking through the
That's
viewfinder,
probably
man.
the lady that was walking her dogs. And this trail right here, this is where she was walking her dogs. And I think that he was probably back in here, somewhere in this area, maybe down each one the side of the hill here, and was waiting because he had field glasses where he could see down the bridge and see who was coming.
That limb blew it, man. Kept me out of focus.
And that's what he was waiting
There it
for.
is. But see, you could see clear to the other side. That way he could see adequately who was coming.
This here, if I may. Is this the end of the trail? Yeah. Actually, the end of the bridge is the trail, but this right here. Now, we're good 100 feet out from the bridge. So this is the hill. So when I say, Scott, go down the hill. No? Yeah, please. Get your ass down that hill. I gotta go, bro. I ain't playing around again.
I was making light, but I wasn't doing it over murder.
Going down the hill, like this guy is doing it right now, is really hard. There are like different type of areas, let's say, to go down the hill. The direction or the direction he took to go down the hill is like the hardest one, let's say. But we're gonna see that Michael Katt, he's gonna take he's gonna take like a little bit at the left, and it's gonna be easier to go down the hill to the drive area. This guy's having a hard time to go down.
He wanted to go. So this is all right. Let's go, champ. Michael left hook Weaver, man. This time, I took the easy route.
So Michael is going down and in an easier way, let's say.
There didn't need to be no hard ass.
All right. And
Okay, now we're following the same path again as what they did.
Yep, this is the exact direction he took him. The same one we're following.
because this right here, and as you see when I hit the side right here where it starts to go down, there's a walking path. This is the area where people walk.
Now, as you see, there's a couple of hills here. And it's also as well used by deer.
It don't look as much as a hill as it really does,
because
but
of the path that they make.
now this here that we
Then
get to
hit the car path here.
is the car path.
Hold on, I did want to get
And that's the bridge from the lower side of the south side.
bridge because that's badass.
It's cool.
It's cool as all shit.
Man, I see, man, I'm repeating myself.
I don't know. I can picture people waiting there for the girls for sure.
So we are on that path now, and it does not look quite as much like a path as what it is, but it's a little grown in. But you can definitely see, like right here, that this is the path that leads up.
All the reindeers on
Now, when we get up here, you will see what the creek looked like at that time.
See, he was down here, man. He scouted this area like long before anybody got here. He knew that this right here was the shallow point. Well, it looks like about an hour and a half, minimally. No, that's what I mean, an hour and a half. He was spotted up there at 12:30, but law enforcement said he got here at approximately noon. So he was probably down on this side until the girls got here. Oh, he has. Oh, got it. Yeah.
And now we're arriving back at Deer Creek right here. Now, this is the path that they took, because right there on the far shore, like right back in here, is the crime scene. Like right back in that area. About right up in there. Now, again, we don't cross, but as you can see, what that is right there to my front is the sandbar. Now, that right there was likely underwater at that time. Probably right here where we're walking out on, not all that much. But as you get out where the river is, that would have went every bit of probably to their waist, maybe above. Maybe a little above their waist. I mean, it's hard to say. I didn't get a water. I don't know how deep the water was at that time, but it's a good guess from seeing the video.
That level is very significant. I agree, Shelly. He's very good and he's a professional in his field. But people lying doesn't mean that they are guilty or that they are responsible. It's hard to say. People lie for different things. So we have to take care about that conclusion. People lie for different reasons, and I think he's very good, but he's very wild in his conclusions. So let's see. But his analyses are very interesting. I agree with you.
Now, right there. Oh man! Every time I go to pause.
I agree with you, Simdal. Of course, we know that this is like kind of a secluded area, but yeah, during winter time, it's not gonna be that secluded. Let's say it's gonna be exposed, risky. I agree with you. Yeah, Sunflower, this is amazing to watch. What a video material is really interesting, and especially that this was taken right after the murder. So, but very close after the murder. So it's a good representation of how the things were at the time.
That's the area there on the North Shore. Show the water. There we go.
Now, this isn't real
Hang
deep
on,
right now.
Stop moving the camera, dude. But anyway, you can see how you can see like the sand, the rocks under the water there.
But I think like
It's
right
not very
over
deep
there,
right there.
And then up back to that group of
It is
trees
the
back
most
in
shallow
there.
area that is near the bridge.
But no reason to be considering that right now. Filming you, filming.
Okay, so anyways, that's up to there. Now, in the next one, I think that I videotape us walking all the way back, crossing the bridge again, going to the north side, and then taking Mira's property down to the crime scene. So now when we did that, oddly enough, when we're down at the crime scene, I look up and I see a car and I'm thinking, what in the hell? How's there a car there? Not realizing that it was the Webbers leaving their property on the private driveway. So anyway, at that time, we headed back up to the north to the cemetery. And when we got to the cemetery, here comes their car cruising through. Just from here to there, I just kind of waved, had the camera. They knew. Didn't even say anything. But anyway, that was kind of the roll through. I mean, up to their creek anyway. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was at least calculated to the degree that the person had planned it prior to. That I can say.
Advance to the next video. He took.
What? Oh,
Are you still there, or did
Yes.
we just? Oh, okay. Because this pause is in between.
okay. Okay.
But other than that, that's what I was just mostly calling about.
Downhill and back here, there's nobody else coming across that bridge. I just got pretty damn lucky.
Well, Cheyenne, she was to the bridge by the time he was finishing up the crime. I mean, like.
I understand, Barbara, your point, and you may be right. I just feel that we don't know the whole story, and that confessions are very questionable. I don't think they are very reliable, and I don't think he was the only one. So, yeah, but I understand your point, and I respect your opinion, of course.
Like when he got up there, she was like coming right toward the bridge.
Exactly, Linda.
Exactly. Yeah. He didn't want to be around there any further.
Now, again, I don't know that anybody wants to see the return trip, but you know what? Nobody ever does. It's always going one direction, but this is the direction back. And like I said, at this point, we wasn't doing general walking time, but you can see the trail right there a lot better that we're on.
It feels like we can feel the killer walking that way, or the killers. No. It feels like in a movie.
Beautiful, isn't it? Positively stunning to be out there in the woods, like around that. It's just so old, man. 1895 is when they built that bridge. Yeah. I don't even know how they got the stuff there, man.
Respect to you, Barbara, as well. One of the sarcastic.
Now,
comments.
this right here shows a better example of the hill when you're looking up. When I kind of turn to my left here.
And this is heading back up the same path that we just came. kind of want to show that this is a hill as well. Actually, quite a lengthy hill down to the car path. And I do call this a car path. I mean, I guess you can see kind of like 2 tire tracks there. But it goes all the way down to Deer Creek and swings right up there, back underneath the bridge. And then hits County Road 200 in the far back after connecting to the private drive.
I'd love to go out there and like metal detect.
Some shell too, doesn't it? Right there.
Might find some real old coins, man. Some gold and silver and stuff, man. Yeah, pre-64
like
gold
shell.
standard.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right. Hang on. So that is video number 2 there. Hold tight. Let's see. We'll go to the next one. God, this is like 18 seconds long. Great. It's just me going up the hill. Well, that's kind of insane. But this is the second hill. And it does connect with the private drive up here. Once it flattens back out there, then straight to my front right here is that private drive that runs under the bridge right there. This right here is the hill that everybody thinks that he made him go down, and it very well may be. But the second hill, once he got up there, he could have said that at this point as well. We don't know. I mean, that's just the point I'm making, man. We really don't know. But we can certainly speculate to the best way that we can. All right, this is 18 minutes long, so this is kind of the going back.
I do believe. Kind of had it there.
Where to take them girls across that bridge? Where it's going to houses.
All right, this right here is probably the easier way to go. Kind of got rocks as your.
Yeah, you made me take the hard way then.
Yeah, I just yeah. Hey man, that ain't cool.
Man, I wonder how long those rocks have been there, man. Man, they could have been there since the 1800s, man. Long time. And right here, now I'm back up to the bridge again. On the south side. You know, I just went back the direction we came, so that right there.
If he came from the south side.
That right there, right in this area is where I pictured they were at the time. And he was about right in here. Right in there where my mouse is. Now, again, I mean, I want to say this, man, that at that distance, you shouldn't have got that much pixelation. I could take an identical phone and just sweep it by somebody that was walking and get a better picture than that. And it makes me kind of feel a little bit like some fraud was used in making that. After the fact. I want to say that, and not beforehand.
It was bright.
He waited for him to get over here toward this pedestal. And this is what I'm recording. Because as he was walking by him, say approximately here, he could have said, yeah, you two will do. Be right back. Or something along that line. Because he got up here toward that platform to see if anybody was over at the 505 trail. And that's when he turned around, I think.
He was about in this area right in there from him. So as you can see, it was a real quick walk from him. And it shouldn't have came out that fuzzy, man. It shouldn't have, the video shouldn't have came out that pixelated is what I'm getting at. Even if it was at the far end of the bridge,
Should have But been yeah, much from clearer here- than that. I can't explain
Couldn't see if
that at
anybody
all.
was down there at the water, I guess.
Good point.
No.
From here across the
Now, here's
creek.
here's the thing. He didn't shoot them girls.
Yeah, we don't know that.
I'm telling you, he didn't.
Why?
Because if he left that area over there
Uh-huh.
and got back up here and there was a woman crossing this bridge, right?
Yeah.
She would have heard a gunshot.
Well, maybe, but wait till you get over there and see. Because she would have been a ways up to 501, right? Probably just about the time she was arriving. And you got that, and you got a great big holler that goes down he was in. If he had a 22 caliber pistol, that would have been pretty silent, especially faced eastward.
He would have he had a CD cap from 22 and backed off these hills. You're gonna hear something.
Well, hey, yeah, I don't think that the gunshot was the manner of death. I think he was probably more apt to cut or strangle.
Yeah, sorry, man. I mean, it was
Well, I
kind of
think
a
he
private
did put him under
discussion,
duress, like, do as I
you know,
say.
but it's in the video.
People could have heard.
Yeah, that he did know.
But I wasn't trying to relay this message any in this, but I mean, I've covered that before anyway.
I do.
Now, you could time my crossing on this, and it would probably be about average time. It's about the same, you know, every time across. There's a certain steps you've got to watch for, but you got to keep your head down. But you're way up there, man.
Now, right here,
Good
like
point,
I
Andy.
say, if you like look at the background of Abby's picture, she was about right there when it was taken. Bam, there it is, and you can see right at that way, straight up the trail and all the way back through there. Now, when Cheyenne crossed and got back to that other one, took that picture, she said, I didn't see or hear anything. So she didn't see him, but he came out, because flannel shirt guy came behind her like by 10 minutes. They crossed paths right after he came out of there. See where I'm at? Yeah, we're going right down to it. Right to that area, man. Because this is going to be the full scope video. This is going to be the mind change.
Anybody's mind's being
See, I'm
changed?
going to cut all of this right here into the video. And then we got a picture of me and Greeno, right? And we were standing right up here because we was just behind this platform. In fact, that's where he took that drone off. It's a 4K drone, right? And we were standing about right out in here. Maybe with it a little bit behind it, about right in here. It's toward the middle of the creek, man. He took that out, man. He took it out. Got pictures of us over the thing. Then we sent it down the creek, all the way down to the kill site, and then back into the woods right there. It's cool shit.
I seen it.
It was very badass.
Again, there goes my mouth.
I like the drone, man. 4K drones are the shit.
Next time I'm out there, I will walk the 505. I don't think anybody's ever really said much or did much on the 505, but he could have scouted that area, man. You know, pre-crossing the bridge.
All right, man.
Let's begin. Now this is think. All right, hold tight here, man. Hang on, everybody. Because now is the walk back. I don't think anybody wants to see the walk to so much as maybe back. But anyway, I can fast forward this, so maintain a second.
Hi, Rebecca, how are you?
All right. Let's get back to it. All right, so. Now you notice right there, see over here where that big sandbar is, where it connects, right up in here is that area. That's where that car path was, where we were a minute ago. Now we're on the north side of Deer Creek. See, we just went up back to the bridge, hit that north side, took a right, and walked right back over to that area again. Now, last time I came up right into here, right up there and came up. And this is about where I stopped the camera at. Yeah, right over in this area here. This is the group. Not that area, not the area I'm pointing my camera, people. Like I'm actually pointing and following. About right in here. And this is what was cordoned off by the crime scene tape. It's kind of a good look. It's actually clearer now than what it was probably in the video. I should put it at higher pixels than what I did. It would have came out clear. Wasn't thinking it. I need to remake that video anyway. Could have added a lot more to it. As I go around this, like right in here.
Hello, Veronica.
Is where it was. About right in this area. They said it was about 50 feet off the shoreline in, right here to this side, in a group of trees. This is the only group of trees that is in that far. So this is like right in here is where it was. In fact, I mean, they got the crime scene tape, and I think they went like clear out to here. It was quite big. That's Deer Creek back there. Now, and again, here in a minute, when we start walking out there, you're going to see the car probably when they arrive, because I just seen it pull out of the drive moments beforehand. Now, this right here, crap. Let me pan up, man. Dude, pan up. Close. Right there. Now, you see this hill? See how that goes up right there? That's the holler you're down in. You're way down in there, and that isn't showing the top of it. But when you get to the top of that hill, then it's a very deep ravine, because the other side is just as tall as this, but it goes all the way down like that. It's a very deep ravine. That's why I said if people were coming from the direction I'm looking this way, they would have seen that ravine and said, yeah, they wouldn't have crossed that ravine to get over to somebody's horse field. It's just right there. They wouldn't have done that. That's kind of my thought. I don't know that to be true, but that could have been somebody's first thought upon seeing that ravine. Like, yeah, they wouldn't have just went across like that.
Creepy, huh?
Mm. See how it goes up? You're down in a holler right there. And if you're facing east and you was out at Freedom Bridge, you likely wouldn't have heard it. And if you did, just like where I live at, you wouldn't have gave it a third thought. Wouldn't even have thought anything about 22 being fired that far away. May not have even heard much, honestly. But I'm not saying that one was fired. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it does lay an air of, that it may have. It could have happened. All right. Let's call it at that. And not even show the direction back. But that's kind of what I'm looking at right there.
Blair Witch vibes. I agree with you, Simba.
That's kind of my I was going to apply that to the thing. I still am, but I want all points of view. That way I can make them cross. That way I can show the connection. That way I can make the signature of this happened at that point. This happened right here. This is when she was en route here. This when she hit the bridge. This is when he carried on. This is where him and Bridge Shirt guy, because I can look at that like, okay, it's this far of a walk, minute-wise, back to the 501. But I know he made it to the 501 once Cheyenne had already made it to the bridge. That way I can line that out. She arrived at this time. She gets to the bridge. I can put him to the 501 trail. As just coming out about the time she hits the bridge, he's coming out, right there on it. And then after flannel shirt guy arrived 10 minutes behind her, that's when I start that tape of him leaving. And then
that's interesting. Flannel shirt guy, huh? Still, I don't know why he was not that fully investigated, in my opinion. He was there at the time. I don't know. It's weird when we think about McCain. I think it's Dave. How coincidental again? This case is full of coincidences. And the thing is that he had a photography camera. He had a camera. He didn't have he had his cell phone, of course. But if he was taking pictures, how do we know that he provided all of the pictures he took at the time? I don't know. Of course, full speculation, but to me, he's still an interesting character here. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna keep it there.
And we could have like where they would walk by at. Pretty specific, but it's within about a minute to 2 minute approx time. That's Katt with 2 T's, man. Just like Matt. Oh, it ain't that bad. It really ain't. It's up there a piece. But really, man, that bridge is sturdy. I mean, there isn't no way you're going to step on one of those ties and go through. And it just ain't going to happen. Anyway, that is my number if anybody wishes to call, because tonight I'm talking timeline here. I'm talking the timestamp video, the one du jour, meaning of the day, which is Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Go ahead.
It's going to be one more video, and
then
then I'm going to come to the chat, guys. This is the last one he took here is coming.
Now you should, up here when we get to the top, you should see that ravine. I hope I videoed that. But you got to go up the hill again. In every case, you got to go up that hill. It's not a huge hill, but it's still a hill.
Yeah, Barba, 100%. Really sad.
Man, it's hot in here. Let's walk right up to the cemetery. As you'll see. Should have panned left, man. That's the cemetery right there, people. Right there where I'm aiming that is the cemetery.
To me, the cemetery was like the perfect area since the beginning to go to the crime site. Something happened also at the cemetery, and that aligns with the client's hypothesis or theory that the cemetery has to be part of this for sure. It's the perfect location, like strategical. The cemetery is part of this, no doubt.
If you wanted to know how far away it is, there it is. It's that far away. You could go in on that left-hand side of the cemetery once you enter, park there, and you could be down there in minutes. A minute. Downhill.
That's a good point, Mar. But remember also the interview that was made. Well, it wasn't an interview. The mother of Libby, she was in a YouTube channel with another girl, with another woman, and she said that when one of the searchers was intending to go to the location, the crime site location in that direction, let's say, someone that was there was giving him some instructions to not to go there. And she realized that when she was talking, like, oh, that was weird. Like, I don't know if you remember that interview or that YouTube show. I'm gonna try to find it here. Maybe we can play that interview, but that's interesting. That's maybe the reason why they didn't find the girls that night. There were people trying to mislead the searchers, saying that I don't know what was the strategy, that this is dangerous, don't go there, or we already searched there. I don't remember exactly, but I remember the mother of Libby talking about it, that some searchers were trying to go to that area and there were people preventing the searchers to go there. That was really weird. Gonna try
It wouldn't be hard to
yeah,
get to from there, but I
the
don't
video
think that the suspect was thinking in that manner. If you can see right there to my front, that's kind of the upper beginning of that ravine. There's the car. Oh, wait. Hang on. That car's going to be coming through here in a minute. We're on the left side of the cemetery now. And when we get up there, that's when they come pulling
ravine,
in.
isn't it?
Yeah, man. See, I'm telling you about the ravine. I'm not even filming it, man. Like, what was my issue?
Yeah.
And I'm on a
There's
horse trail
path
here.
right here.
That's
That
the...
one that they use on. Watching the camera, Cal.
Yeah, I walked into barbed wire.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, man. But you shouldn't have to hear me talk like that.
Barbed wire.
I guess man will say anything when he gets hit with barbed wire, though.
It's not cool with people walking through it and shit.
I found the video, Mar. Gonna play it after this. It's not gonna take so long. He's gonna finish here, and I'm gonna switch to the interview that was made to Libby's mother, Carrie Simmons, and that's where she says that the searchers were prevented to go to the crime location on the 13th.
You know, for the love of God, show the ravine. Now, right in here somewhere is where they pull by in the car. About right in here.
Again, the cemetery is part
what?
of this, for sure.
Sometime then.
That might be Weber's, maybe. This is going down the upper part of that ravine. This is very light, but like I say, it's very deep toward the middle. And I didn't even pan down it. Jeez, man. Hello. All right, we are back on Maxwell's property. See, man, the forest is a little shitty up here as far as walking goes.
I agree with you, Mark, but again, who was the people preventing the searchers to go to that area? You have a great point. Let's play the video of Libby's mom in a couple of minutes.
Look at all those trees down, man.
Remember that.
Jeez. Somebody's been in there doing some logging or something. It's like a bunch of down trees right there. With a car path. Here's the deer blind. Now here's the deer blind. Now this is from its north side, not the south side like it was in the other video. This time we're on the north side of it rather than the south. Well, actually somebody's with me. First time I was alone, but this time Scott's hanging out.
Makes sense, Mark. Makes sense.
Now it's up in this area here. Somewhere is right up in here where I told him that that's the area where he would have seen Cheyenne. If she's hiking down the 501, he would have seen her because he would have been watching to his front, and he probably would have hunkered down behind a tree for a minute, let her get at a safe distance so she wouldn't see him coming out of there. Trail cam, see it?
What?
Trail cam right there.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about the pictures Dave McCain took with his camera, right? I don't remember anything released about that. Please correct me, guys, in the chat.
And the trail cam. And hey, man, you know what? We spotted a deer coming in, man. I could have told that dude all about it, man. Yeah, it's deer. Tan, white tail. Couldn't have missed it. There it was. Yeah, people's been in here logging, man. Yeah. Now we're on Mears now. Ever since we passed that ravine, that goes into Mears property. Actually, right there on the right-hand side of that cemetery. I think that's the cut line for Logan and Mears to the west. And this right here is between Deer Creek and County Road 302 at the north side right there. What kind of animals back in here? Everything, man.
I'm gonna stop it here. The Michael Katt section, let's say, it gives you like Blair Witch vibes. It's a great material. I love his thoughts. He was there doing his own research, exploring the area. Nice thoughts, especially because he was working with limited information. Today we know much more than he knew at the time. And the first video we played, his theory about the van was almost exactly the same thing, the confession of Richard Allen. Mar, she had a very good point about how so the girls were not found the first day of the murders. So the first day of the murders, the day of the murders. We have this interview with Carrie Timmons, the mother of Libby, and she says something very interesting about some people preventing the searchers to go to the crime location, to the crime area, the day of the murders, and that could help explaining that situation. I think it's in the minute 35, so I'm gonna play it from a couple of minutes before, let's say 31, and we're gonna be there in 2 minutes.
That's what I do. And I was trying to figure out, I know that to get to where the scene was, where they found the girls, is a half mile. So that should
Right.
take approximately 10 to 15 minutes to get there.
Unless they're lollygagging a
Yeah. But logically, a
normal person.
a normal person.
Sorry guys, I think I was not presenting the video as usually, doing some bobos here, so I'm gonna put it back. So I'm gonna play it again.
I don't think I ever saw a time on that.
I don't think they're
I don't
telling
think
us
they've
that.
ever
They're
told
not
that.
telling that. So I was trying to figure it out because that's what I do. And I was trying to figure out, I know that to get to where the scene was, where they found the girls, is a half mile. So that should
Right.
take approximately 10 to 15 minutes to get there.
Unless they're lollygagging a
Yeah. You know what time the call was made to her that he was trying to get hold of her. But that's not a lot of time.
No, it's
No.
not.
That's not a lot of time. If he was there at even 3 o'clock, that's still not a lot of time. So I would think, I don't know when the video was made, but you would think that they probably reached that point by 2:30.
Hmm.
Or
I mean, it would seem
another way.
that adds up closest.
And
Yeah.
another way to think of it is, and not to sound insensitive, but the time frame, it was just enough time to obtain them. And they could have, when they walked them, they could have walked them to a location where nobody saw them, because there were hundreds of people looking in every square inch there. And they had looked in the spot area where they were found. the day before in the evening.
The night before.
Yeah, so to find them the next day, my own thoughts, and these are my own opinions, are there was enough time in between the 1:30 and 5:30. That's a huge time frame there that between the time they were dropped off and the police were called, 1:30 to 5:30. And so they could have taken them somewhere.
I mean, it's
Brought
possible.
them back.
But at 2:07, she was taking a picture on the bridge.
Right. But I'm
Right.
saying, what I'm trying to say is,
Yeah.
that there's enough, even though because you are analytical, even though the time frame is very minute, that was enough time to grab. And I'm sorry
Yeah.
to say it that way.
Yeah.
It was enough time to grab and then go.
But the police have never disclosed also exactly how they died, right?
No.
Or have they said where?
No, not to me anyway.
No.
So no one even knows if it happened where they found them then.
No, not, I mean,
Although,
technically, I guess no. But I will say this: that night when they were out there searching, I was told that they never made it to that side, that they never actually searched that specific spot. Now, I find that hard to believe, considering when they called the search off at midnight.
Yeah,
midnight, yeah.
Like my brother stayed out there with a friend of his until 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's what we heard. Becky said that, and she said that people with your family, and other locals, they didn't
Stayed,
leave.
yeah.
They just
Yeah.
continued to search. And I know that if we had been there, we would have
Yeah,
done
that's
that
amazing.
too, so. But
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have left until I found her.
no, but she was saying at one point that someone did get very close to them and then turned around and walked back and didn't get there because they.
Now, see, that's what I was told. I was told, and it actually was my brother's friend that was with him. I was told that he was about to cross the creek going towards the area where they were actually found the next day, and that he was stopped by someone.
Okay.
I don't know if it was law enforcement, if it was, I don't know if it was anybody, in a professional capacity, or if it was just another searcher, but he was stopped and said, we're not going over there, we're calling off the search for the night, something along those lines, and Eric went back the other direction.
Okay.
So
it was Eric Erskine. Let's repeat that because it's really interesting. So he was trying to go there in the direction of the crime site, the crime scene, and someone just stopped him.
Towards the area where they were actually found the next day, and that he was stopped by someone.
Okay.
I don't know if it was law enforcement, if it was, I don't know if it was anybody, in a professional capacity, or if it was just another searcher, but he was stopped and said, we're not going over there, we're calling off the search for the night, something along those lines, and Eric went back the other direction.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I mean, even when I just said that, just saying that out loud made it seem very, almost suspicious that someone would turn him away.
Yeah.
And I never even thought about that.
Right. It's like,
That
was my, not to interrupt you,
No,
but
it's fine.
that was my thought when it was said to us last night, is like, why? Like who, what, why?
Maybe that's a phone call.
Right.
Maybe that's a phone call you need to make and ask your brother who it was that turned him away.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
why?
I feel like we've had this conversation, and I'm trying to remember if he told me who it was specifically, like if he gave me a name.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Because, I mean, just hypothetically speaking, if a law enforcement person found them and at that moment, and that's why they called it off, because they needed to process the area. Does that make sense? So maybe they already knew.
Well, are you saying in a law enforcement?
Anyways, that's really weird. Who was trying to stop this guy for searching the girls in the direction of the crime site? I don't know. another weird question in this case, guys. I'm gonna drop the link if some of you want to talk, to call and talk about the stuff we played today. Please call. It's gonna be cool. So you have the link here. A question for you guys: who do you think is the troll? I know who is the troll. I'm positive, but I want to see your opinions. I want to see if you have the same feeling I have, because I'm sure I know who is this guy. I just want to play a little bit with you guys here to see if we have the same feeling about it. Anyways, just to wrap up, do you think it's Grino? No, I don't think it's Grino. I don't think it's Grino. Finn, he doesn't know who is. Jerry, I hope it's not you. No. Anyways, okay, that's fine. I know who is the troll. I thought you knew as well. Yeah, no, Jerry. But again, yeah, I agree with Mar. I think the girls should have been found on the 13th, the day of the murders. Again, it's really weird that Carrie's brother was stopped for going to that direction to look for the guys, for the girls. So yeah, this is really weird. And talking again about Michael Katt, rest in peace, Michael. Great mind, great brain. It's very sad that he's not he's not here with us today, but okay, this is life. I think little by little, every single YouTuber is gonna disappear at one point. So a couple of them are already deceased, unalived, as we want to call now in the YouTube platforms. Hoosier the Bruiser, the Captain, Michael Katt, and some other guys. So I hope I'm not gonna be in the list. At least very soon. Grey Huge? No. Must be a full moon. Yeah, must be a full moon. No cut, no chat. I agree with you. Katt, he had a good heart. Yeah, he had. I'm really interested in knowing who is the owner of his channel. What happened when you die? The channel is still yours, no? It's still your channel, even if you're dead. But according to Grino, Michael Katt's channel is Grino's channel. So I would like to have any proof about that, because I'm sure he's gonna do something about the material we played today. But yeah, how do you ask permission to a guy who is not here anymore? I don't know. And I think Michael Katt's materials are really good, important, still relevant. And just because someone is saying that I'm the owner of his channel, especially coming from Grino, who we know he doesn't have a good record of telling the truth, I don't think we should stop sharing Michael Katt's materials, especially when some of those materials are so interesting, especially in the case of the van. Again, his theory was exactly the confession of Richard Allen. So saying that the information was not online since the beginning of the case is not correct. This is a lie. That information was in the internet. J. Ray, I just wish that was my last name. Like, what the fuck? How do you get that lucky? Yeah. They sell your data to Zuckerberg or whatever that dude's name is, and then he will upload your likeness into a new human meat sack. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna. Okay. USA Libertarian is here. Hello, USA. Happy to have you here. I would say Rixnay is the troll, except I'm surprised he only had one alter account. No, I don't think it's Rick. Actually, Rick is cool with me. I don't have any problem with Rixnay. What do you think the troll is? Come on, guys. It's really easy. Come on. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's easy, guys. It's easy peasy. It's a piece of cake. It's time to be an investigator. How was the sentence that Baldwin said the other time? It's time to become a journalist or something like that. It's time to become investigators, guys. It's really easy. Come on. Come on. Like pig Latin. What? Stop it, cryptex. I'm gonna take that personally. Dan loves trolling, but I just got here, so I'm not sure which troll are we talking about. It's not Dan. It's not Dan. It's not Dan. Someone like this one, but I'm disappointed, guys. I'm very, very disappointed. Come on, the first one giving me the name, I'm gonna give you a special gift. For real. I need. Come on, you cannot disappoint me that bad, guys. Come on. Plot twist, cryptex trolling himself now. It's really. Come on. Are you serious, guys? Come on. Anyways. So you have a homework to do, guys. Anyways, maybe he's gonna come back. If not today, maybe he was here in previous chats. And come on, no, it's not him. No. I think we have a winner. Now I'm not disappointed anymore. Electric Finn, putting my bits into grocery shopping, hoping we get the answer. Okay. We have the answer in the chat, guys. We have the answer, so I'm not disappointed anymore about the 99% of the chat here tonight. So, yeah, that was all for today, guys. Thank you for being here, and stay in touch. See you tomorrow. Ciao. Bye-bye.